Do you remember what it was like to drive an EV for the first time?
No. Not really. I just remember it being smooth and without gears. That was handy.
But you'd driven an automatic before?
No.
Had
I?
We drove across America in an automatic.
Ah, really? Oh, yes. But for some reason, the electric car felt even smoother. It's just, a different experience with the electric car, with the regenerative braking, and it just feels more automatic than the automatic. You just do the regenerative braking and you barely have to brake with a proper brake, so it's very comfortable.
I like driving more, that's the thing. I never used to like driving very much. So I've driven, you think how much I drive now? Driving from England to Italy, I've done 3 times now. I wouldn't have even considered doing that before.
No.
Isn't that strange? It kind of feels like when you don't have the regen braking and you're just coasting along, you have a lack of control. That's how I kind of feel about it. Should we go to Fully Charged Live and talk to some people there?
Yeah, you go.
Okay, I'll go. I'm here at Fully Charged Live in Farnborough, and I'm going to go out on a couple of test drives with people that haven't driven an electric car before, and I'll see what people think of driving an EV for the first time. So I went out with Philip and Alison and Ted. Ted rides a motorbike, so obviously he has a love of spirited driving.
Oh yeah, like that. Sorry, Andrew.
Ted has not driven an EV before, so this is going to be his first time. What are you expecting?
I'm expecting it to be quiet. I'm expecting it to possibly accelerate a bit better than our current diesel that we have.
Okay. They were test driving a few different EVs, but I sat in on an MG5, which they absolutely loved.
It feels very strange being ready to drive, but it's perfectly silent. So let's see how we go.
Your first EV?
It is my first EV drive.
Turn left onto Fowler Avenue, please.
I feel like I'm on my driving test now. It's a vehicle I don't know, and I've got somebody giving me directions.
Do you have a clipboard to hit on the dash for when the emergency stop has to happen?
So let's just try that acceleration.
Yeah, that's nice. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
I like that. If you're pulling out at a busy junction or a roundabout, it's nice to know that it will perform. Yeah, exactly. Or if you're overtaking on a motorway.
Busy traffic.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. It lived up to my expectations in terms of quietness, acceleration. The build quality for the money is really good, and I'm sold.
And it costs much less than other EVs they were looking at.
Essentially, for the same money, you can have the electric car and the electric motorbike, which is kind of...
Well, we save the money and have a kitchen.
It's interesting. Or you can be boring and have a kitchen, yeah. I'll tell you what, we'll get the motorbike, and then you can send me out to get takeout, and we don't need a kitchen.
Philip has 4 20-year-old cars.
I've never driven automatic or electric. I've got 4 cars and they're all 20 years old.
And his friend Neil has been driving EVs for years and trying to get him into one. Any modern car has loads of tech, and EVs are no exception. Philip was shown a 360-degree camera and regen braking.
These are just the regenerative braking, so if you have it on the highest setting you'll get more regen braking, so it will charge more when you're off the throttle but it will slow down more, or if you want a more like a coasting feel, so if you're on the motorway and you don't want it slowing down every time you take your foot off, you can reduce the regen braking just by using the plus and minus.
And I just sat in the back with our mutual friend Neil.
You've driven a bumper car before, haven't you? Years ago, but yeah.
Just the same thing without bumps.
So after getting over his initial nerves of driving a fancy new thing,
So how does that feel for them? It feels very nice.
he liked it and would consider an EV if he can find one at the right price.
Was it as you imagined driving an EV would be like?
I wasn't quite sure what to imagine, and I know people say, oh, it's like driving a bumper car, obviously without the crashes, in terms of just taking your foot off the pedal, etc. And it was quite smooth like that, I must say. In the acceleration you could feel, but if you wanted to go for it, you could go for it.
So it seems the main thing that people notice when they try an EV is the acceleration and just how responsive it is. We've been driving EVs for 6 years now, and we love how cheap it is to run. I mean, it's 3 pence per mile for us because we're quite fortunate that we can charge in our driveway, and charging overnight is very cheap.
What I like the most about having the car is, apart from the regen braking, is that it's ready and charged for me every morning without me having to go to the petrol station.
We had a power cut, so we had vehicle to load, which is a really great thing you can get on some EVs where you can just plug straight into the car. And this end, I'm going to poke through the window of my house. So you can plug your fridge into the car, and that's really good.
Yes.
Whoa!
Also, it's really great on cold mornings because if you're plugged in, it can defrost automatically on a set schedule. You come to the car and it's already defrosted and there's no scraping ice off. Would you go back to a normal car?
No, of course not. Once you've tried the electric, you don't go back. And you?
No, of course not.
Why not?
I'm Mr. EV. I'd have to change my name to Mr. Car.